Okay, all right. All right, so I just started the live. Let's see. Just gonna kind of tinker with it for just a quick second here. Now this live is going to be just a little bit weird. I have Facebook on my desktop that I'm going to be talking to all my friends and family over there to share this announcement with them. And then I got Instagram happening right now over on my smartphone. And so it's going to be a little bit of back and forth. I'm going to be looking at Instagram in some occasions, and then I'm going to be popping over and I'm going to be looking at Facebook every now and then. So if I seem like my eyes are wandering quite a bit, it's going to be for that reason. But it's going to take a couple of minutes here to have more people log on before I get going here, and won't be very much long of a wait because even if I were to just continue on, I guess there are actually like really cool features now on these lives for people to actually like rewind, and of course the video is going to be saved so people can view it after the fact if need be. So yeah, I guess with that, let me just go ahead and kick this off. I see a couple of people are getting on, and so yeah. All right, so good morning, everyone. Actually, it's good afternoon now. Yeah, I forget. I set this thing to be done at 12 o'clock, so it's afternoon now. At least if you're on Eastern Standard Time where I am. I'm in Michigan right now, and so I guess good afternoon to you. Or if you're still in like Central Mountain or West Coast time. What is that? Yeah, Pacific time, right? Pacific time. Yes, you're still going through your morning right now. So either way, I'm really glad that you all are here. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I got some cool stuff that I want to share with you all. But first things first, I'll just kind of share with you all just a little bit about of what I've been up to lately. So I recently left my job. I am currently no longer with the Park Service. I've been doing that for about a good 3.5 years now, and I am no longer with them, just so I can spend more time to get ready for what it is that I have coming up this summer, which of course is going to be the big announcement that I'm going to be sharing with you all here in just a moment. So doing a little bit of a mini retirement. You know, fortunately I was able to kind of set myself up pretty well financially to where I could take a few months off and just kind of enjoy life a little bit, and of course do this upcoming challenge that I want to do. So I'm back in Michigan now. Michigan is of course my home state. I've been here for about a little over 2 weeks now. Just been getting a chance to connect with friends and family a little bit, spend a little bit of time here, revisit my hometown, go through some of my favorite spots, and it's been really great so far. I'm really happy to be back in the countryside. It's just nice waking up every single morning to the sounds of birds chirping and the wind rustling the leaves a little bit. Whereas where I had come from down in Florida, oftentimes I would get like music being played really loud in my apartment complex, and then I would also get sirens because my apartment was also pretty close to a fire station and a few other loud noises on all hours of the day. So it's nice and calm and serene here. So I've been really happy to be back in Michigan. Also, I just recently wrapped up season 2 of my podcast. And again, the reasons were because I want to get ready for what it is that I have coming up. And I'm going to need like a lot of time to prepare everything accordingly. So I just really wanted to kind of just wrap up season 2 a little bit early, just so that way I could focus a little bit more fully on what it is that I got coming up, because it's definitely going to require a lot of my attention, and it would have been very difficult to make both the podcast, because for anyone who's done podcasts before or appeared on a podcast, you know that it's a lot of work going into it. So making the two coexist, I don't think really would have been very feasible. I probably could have made it happen, but I definitely think like the quality would have suffered, not only with just the quality of the podcast, but also the quality and the preparations that I need to do in order to undertake this upcoming challenge. And so with that, that's just kind of what I've been up to. So let me just go ahead and to get into what it is you all had tuned in for. and I am getting ready to do a through hike. It's going to be a through hike, something that I've never done before. I've done many other challenges in the past. Of course, I made it through Marine Corps boot camp. Let's see, what else have I done? I've done a cage fight. I ran a marathon. I've done a Tough Mudder. I've done a Spartan race. Spartan race in Lake Tahoe, by the way, which was super duper intense. I once cycled across an entire country, the Gambia, when I was in Peace Corps. That was about 300 miles or so. It took me about a week to do. That was definitely an interesting, fun one. And so, yeah, a lot of physical challenges that I've undertaken along the way. But I've never done a through hike of any kind before. Now, through hikes are long distance trails or sections of trails that are done in usually one fell swoop. Of course, there's like section hiking where you'll do like a length of a certain trail, and then you'll kind of like you come back and maybe do like another length of it another time or whatever. You see this done quite often on like the Appalachian Trail and things like that. So what I'm going to do, so my through hike is going to be through the entire state of Michigan. And there's the North Country National Scenic Trail, which begins in the Dakotas and ends in Vermont. And this trail happens to run through the entire state of Michigan. And I'm going to walk the entire Michigan section of this trail. And that's going to begin on the border with Wisconsin in the Upper Peninsula. And then I'm going to start walking east through the Upper Peninsula. I'm going to have a little bit of a quick break in Mackinac Island. Maybe I'll stay at that Grand Hotel. I think that would actually be kind of cool. And then from there, I'm going to start in the Lower Peninsula, and I'm going to keep following this trail all the way until I reach the border with Ohio. And the total distance that I'll be walking is going to be about 1,200 miles long, which is going to take me a while. I reckon it's going to probably take me about anywhere from 3 to 4 months, give or take. I'm going to try to be very flexible with this. I'm not going to put like a time limit on it, just because again, I've never done a through hike before, so I'm not sure exactly how long it's going to take me. It may be something I might get wrapped up really fast, or it may be something that might take me a little bit longer than expected. So no time limit on this, but that's what I'm going to be doing. So, and the reason why I want to do this, of course, there's obviously the adventure aspect of it and the chance to undertake a new challenge, something that I've never done before. But I'm actually doing this because I want to raise money for it to help veterans. And I'm going to call this undertaking Operation Wolverine Walk, because Michigan is the Wolverine state, and I'm walking through the entire state. Yeah, Wolverine Walk, yeah. Yeah, so Operation Wolverine Walk, and I'm going to be raising money for a nonprofit that I trust called American Veterans Archaeological Recovery, or AVAR, which I'll also throw in the caveat here. It's formerly Operation Nightingale USA. You will see this in the GoFundMe page that I set up for this. It's still listed as Operation Nightingale USA, but the EIN number is for AVAR. It's just they haven't swapped over the name just yet. So you can rest assured, even though if you see a different named organization in the GoFundMe page that I created for this, it's still going to go towards the nonprofit. So what is American Veterans Archaeological Recovery? Well, they're a nonprofit that takes veterans out to various dig sites around the world to have them do archaeological field work. And this approach that they do to help veterans is called rehabilitation archaeology. So you'll have disabled veterans, active duty personnel, and other veterans as well. When they go out there and they do archaeological field work, there's a few benefits that they gain from doing something like this. Number one is they get a chance to connect with their fellow veterans. It's certainly a challenge that many veterans face once they separate from the military, is, they're no longer with this group of warriors that they were a part of. And oftentimes it's just wherever they go to following their service, it can be tricky to find people that can fully relate to them. Just what it is they've been through, some of the experiences they've had, and also, as we know, some of the horrific experiences that many of them had too. It can be hard to find people to talk to kind of like turn to when a lot of things happen. So they'll get a chance to connect with fellow veterans to, again, have that relatability there. and so they can, you know, again, it just helps them a lot when they're able to reconnect with people and fellow veterans and things like that. All right, and the next, of course, is the chance to protect cultural heritage. You know, that's another thing that happens with many veterans when they get out of the military is they no longer have a mission. You know, when they're in the military, the mission is very clear. And to them, they know exactly what it is that they're supposed to be doing. But then sometimes when they separate from the military, many veterans, there's a tendency to kind of go astray. It's like, what are they supposed to do now? Because they had a clear mission while they were in. Now there's not really a clear mission to focus on right now. So protecting cultural heritage can be a new mission that they could focus on once they go out on a dig site with AVAR. And then also they get a chance to be set up for success following the dig and wherever it is that they go. You know, this isn't just going to be like a trip, I guess I'll say. Like, they're just not going to come out with AVAR, have fun for a couple of weeks, and then send them right back to where they were. This is going to be more of like a program where they try to go over different things with them. Maybe they can get a couple of these veterans can get a couple of references from doing a dig site, or if they're interested in becoming archaeologists themselves following the dig, they can pick up some skills, and they can also get like some references and also some leads as to where they can go from there if that's something that they want to pursue. Or of course, if they want to pursue something entirely, it's just again, they built up a community that can help them either with, again, more leads, maybe some accountability, or just other ways to which they can continue to develop themselves following their dig activities. And then of course, I think the obvious benefit that we can do is simply the adventure. You know, AVAR plans to take veterans to some pretty amazing archaeological sites around the world in countries like Italy and England, and then of course many dig sites here in the U.S. And so that's going to be part of the appeal as well. Travel, adventure, and I can certainly speak from experience being an archaeologist myself, is that I've had many opportunities to seek out some amazing adventures through my time doing field work. I've gotten to go to South Florida and fly in helicopters in the swamp. I've taken a boat out to a remote island in the Gulf of Mexico where no one else is, and my crew and I had the island to ourselves. And I've gone to Civil War sites. I've gone to like the mountains, the Appalachian Mountains, and I was looking for caves deep in the forest. So there's a lot of adventure and a lot of excitement that comes from going out and doing archaeological field work. And I definitely think that any veterans that get a chance to go out and to dig, they're certainly going to have a memorable adventure experience as well. So that's the main reason why I chose this particular nonprofit to raise money for. And also, this is kind of sort of my way of giving back to this organization as well, because my early fieldwork experiences when I was going through my master's degree program in England to become an archaeologist was actually through AVAR, which of course at the time was Operation Nightingale USA. The founder and CEO of this nonprofit, his name is Stephen Humphreys. I met him when I was studying in the UK and had a chance to meet him and connect with him, and he brought me on one of the dig sites that he was working on, and that gave me some very valuable fieldwork experience, which of course set me up well when I came back to the US after I graduated and continue on with my archaeology career. So this is sort of my chance to give back to him and this organization, and of course my fellow veterans, because I've experienced great success and I was able to get a good foothold in my career as an archaeologist as well. And then of course this is just another chance for me to add value and to be of service to others. And that's one of the reasons why I created my brand All Around Adventure in the first place, is because, you know, I want to be a man of value. You know, I want to try to help people however I can, you know, because I kind of believe that if you have the means to be helpful to others, be helpful to others. And so this is just one way I feel like I can do that. So, and donations, for anyone who wants to donate, the website that I set up is gofundme.com/Wolverine Walk, and I'll put links in the comments on Facebook. And if you're following this on Instagram, there is a link in my bio right now where you can go leave your donation. And once again, it's will probably be listed saying that donations are going to Operation Nightingale USA. Again, that's the former name of this organization, but they're still going to get all donations that come in. And when I say all donations, I mean all donations. I'm self-financing all the cost of this expedition itself, everything from the gear to the logistics to the food to lodging if I need it, whatever else. All the expenses for this expedition will be paid by yours truly, meaning that all donations, all, as in 100% of all donations that come in, will go directly towards helping veterans through AVAR. I will be seeing none of this money. You know, because I think I've seen in the past that many people who want to put on fundraisers like this, they try to take a cut. I'm not going to do that, and I don't want to do that, and I think there's, I don't believe that that's morally right to do that either. So that's what I plan to do with this. Is like, yeah, all donations that come in will go directly towards helping veterans. I will see none of this money. So I want to put that out there because that's important to me. That's really important that all donations go directly towards where they're supposed to. So, all right, and so that's kind of like the overview of what it is that I'm going to be doing. But just a couple of other notes here before I wrap up this live is I plan to step off in mid-August, and so you'll be the exact date to be determined. But I'll be sharing more and more on like my social media and things like that as we go. So look out for mid-August is when I'm going to be stepping off. And again, I'm going to be starting at the border with Wisconsin and start heading eastward into the Upper Peninsula. Now, as far as how I'm going to showcase this expedition as I go, of course, like the best way would be through social media, I would say. I'm probably most active here on Instagram, so for those of you who are following me on my personal Facebook, make sure you follow me on Instagram, where I'm going to be posting a lot more. Obviously, Instagram is, I think, the best platform for photos and videos, so that way I could really showcase like the beauty of my home state while I'm out there, and also just I'll be uploading things like vlogs, doing a couple of live sessions here and there. And I think I do want to continue doing podcast episodes, which will probably just be like repurposing the audio of my different vlogs and everything like that to do podcasts. So that way, if you don't have the means to like sit down and watch any videos that I post, maybe you can kind of listen to my updates and everything while you're in your car or wherever else, or if you're at work and you just want to listen to some of the stuff that's been going on with me up there. And I also do want to actually upload written out blog posts too, which I think will more or less just be journal entries. Like I plan to actually keep a journal while I'm doing this too, and so I think you'll just kind of get a look into some of my thoughts and feelings and ideas when I'm on the trail through some of my journal entries, and that'll also be a little bit more, I guess I'll say, uncensored too, because it's going to be my thoughts about what's going on when I'm out on the trail, and so it'll be pretty transparent when it comes forth in some of my blog posts. Now, as far as content leading up to the expedition itself, I'm probably just going to showcase some of my preparations, my physical training, and also preparations as far as like logistics is concerned, route planning, and things like that. I'll also probably be doing like some gear showcases. If you all want to see some of the gear that I'm going to be using out there, and then of course if you have any idea, if you ever have any ambitions to do a long distance hike like this as well, you can kind of see what I'm doing, and maybe it might be helpful to you as well. So that's what I'm going to be sharing as far as content is concerned. Now, some final thoughts about this kind of leading up to it is just, I know this is going to be a really, really challenging endeavor. Again, I've never undertaken something like this before, especially something that's going to take so long for me to actually complete. So some of the other ways I've been kind of getting ready for this is, of course, the physical training. I'm doing a pretty unique regimen right now to get ready physically, but also mentally too, because I know that there's going to be days where I'm not going to want to get out of my tent to go hike. I'm going to be hungry, I'm going to be tired, I'm going to be thirsty, and things like that. And sometimes, even when I've done shorter hikes in the past, sometimes I get bored because it's just I just keep seeing trees. like over and over again, or I just keep seeing the lakeshore, and it all just kind of sort of blends together. So sometimes boredom is something that can set in too. But I believe having a strong mindset is going to kind of push me through those days where I may be feeling that way. So to kind of just sort of toughen myself up mentally is, of course, doing the hard things now, so that way I can do the hard things when I'm actually out on the trail itself. Like, for instance, this morning it was raining pretty heavily outside here, and one of the ways that I'm preparing is I go for a walk every single morning. And so I made it a point to actually go and do my walk regardless of what the weather it was like. Because I know I'm not going to have any control over the weather whatsoever when I'm out on the trail. And rain or shine, I got to keep walking. And so if I can embrace those discomforts now, I'll be able to embrace those discomforts on the trail just as well too. So definitely one way I'm getting ready for the challenges. All right, so that's really it. That's all I have to share about the expedition coming up. But that's what I got going on is a 1,200-mile walk through the state of Michigan to raise money to help my fellow veterans through the American Veterans Archaeological Recovery. If you'd like to make a donation today, please do so. The link to where you can find it is gofundme.com/Wolverine Walk. Make it nice and simple. Once again, all donations that come in will go directly towards this nonprofit to help veterans. I will be seeing none of this money. I'm self-financing the entire cost of this expedition. So you can rest assured that any donations that you do make, they're going to go. It's going to go towards exactly what it's supposed to, and that's to help veterans. So, and I will leave a link to that in my bio on Instagram. I'll also leave a link to that in the comments for this live video afterward. You know, of course, I'm going to save this, so anyone who wasn't able to get on to view now can view it later. And that's it. I just thank you very much for joining me today. For those of you who did, and be on the lookout for some more content leading up to this endeavor, as far as like, again, some of my preparations and gear and things like that. So be on the lookout. So, and as always, as I end every single piece of media that I put out there, I just want to say, be safe, happy travels, and always move forward. Let's see, how do I end it here?